Welcome once again to Learn Today. I'm Dr. Rwakiseta Herbert, and in our leadership series, we have all heard about the Mamba mentality. I'm going to deconstruct the 11 Mamba principles as used by Kobe Bryant to make him one of the world's basketball player ever known of our generation. And you can incorporate them and also blossom and become the best at your craft. In all of the late Kobe's speeches, what he talked about, what you knew him about, was the Mamba mentality. Now, what is this Mamba mentality? Let us hear him explain.
The idea is a very simple one. And, the Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day, you're trying to become better. And it's a constant quest. It's an infinite quest.
The first principle is have an ego. Be thirsty for that talent. Be thirsty for that craft. Be thirsty for that you set your mind on.
To reach a certain level of success in any field that you're in, you have to have an ego that's going to say, I want to be the best. This is what's going to drive me and come hell or high water. This needs to get done, and I need to be successful. And it's a choice that you have to make. I want more. I want more. I want to learn more. Where can I learn more?
The second principle is you need to inspire others to become the best. Remember, if you help more others achieve what they have to achieve, you end up achieving in the long run.
How are you inspiring others, right, to find themselves? How do you use your passion and use that to inspire somebody else to create their passion? And then how can they pass that on to the next person? It's very simple. You have to dance beautifully in the box that you are comfortable dancing in, right? So everybody's box is different. My box was to be extremely ambitious within the sport of basketball. Your box is different than mine, right? Every kid here has their own box, but it doesn't mean that your box isn't as beautiful as mine, right? Everybody has their own. It's your job to try to perfect it and make it as beautiful of a canvas as you can make it. And if you have done that, then you have lived a successful life. You have lived with Mamba mentality.
The third principle is choice and sacrifice. You need to choose each and every day. And in that choice that you take each and every day, you need to be ready to sacrifice. You need to be ready to pay the price.
There's a choice we have to make as people, as individuals. If you want to be great at something, you have to make inherent sacrifices that come along with that. Family time, hanging out with your friends. So at the age of 18, I knew that I was not going to be stopped. This was my life. We all can be masters at our craft, but you have to make sacrifices that come along with making it. So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
The fourth principle is you need to be demanding. Be ready to exploit your potential, your godly given potential. And once you become demanding and move on to exploit the potential, you're able to hit the limit.
I'm very demanding. I want you to perform at your absolute best. I want you to be great. I want you to maximize the potential of God-given abilities.
The fifth principle is preparation. On this planet, it's not that we plan to fail, but we fail to plan. Our Creator is an early riser, and the people He used were all early risers. Look at Jesus. He got up early in the morning and left the disciples and went to the mountain to pray. Look at Mary Magdalene. When she went to the tomb to see if Jesus was still there, it was early in the morning. Look at Moses. When the Lord instructed him to meet Pharaoh, it was early in the morning. So there is a science that makes you great when you prepare, but that preparation to start early in the morning.
The confidence comes from preparation. So when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing. Okay, so if your job is to try to be the best basketball player you can be, right? To do that, you have to practice, you have to train, right? You want to train as much as you can, as often as you can. How much more training I have done by simply starting at 4. Right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, it doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up because they're 5 years behind. Right? So it makes sense to get up and start your day early because you can get more work in.
The fifth principle is you need to start small. Let me ask you, if you want to put an elephant in the fridge, what do? Definitely, you cut it down into small pieces and put it in the fridge. Therefore, in your endeavors, for you to become great, for you to become successful, you need to start small. It's one little baby step at a time.
Every kid, every person has the ability to put one foot in front of the other.
One step at a time.
Right? So like if you're saying, okay, I'm going to climb Mount Everest, you're at the bottom of the mountain and you look up and you're like, I'm not going to climb Mount Everest. Right? But if you break it down into sections, you just one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, next thing you know, you're at the top of the mountain.
The seventh principle is you need to be keen to details. The issue we are facing today is that we are so busy becoming busy and very perverted that we lose the focus. We lose that keenness to be keen to details. And once you do, you go to greater heights.
Well, like we try to handle things with great care. When you handle things with great care, you have no choice but to look at every single detail. In the books that we create, in the films that we create, we look over every scene, comb through every line. We go through everything, obsess over every little thing.
The eighth principle is you need to tap in your mental state. Tapping in your mental state helps you to focus. And you can do this through music. What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of motivation speeches do you listen to? What kind of instruments do you listen to? These will help you to push you in the mental state to focus to that you really have at hand.
Before you start a game, how can you lock in and get into that mental space where nothing else matters? You're completely locked in and focused on what you're trying to accomplish as an athlete out here. The noise of the crowd doesn't matter. Whether you're cheering or booing doesn't matter. You're just completely locked in. How do you do that? You got to find those songs that can channel that for you. That's why music for me wasn't just like what's popular now, but it's like music that can take you to an emotional space.
The ninth principle is you need to follow your passion. Make it very interesting so that you can be able to run it each and every day.
Follow your passion first. When I retired from the game, I sat there asking kind of all the wrong questions. What's the biggest industry I can get into? And it's all the wrong stuff. And you got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you have never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Right. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you find out that the rewards will come. I think the best way to prove your value is to work, is to learn, is to absorb, to be a sponge. But you always want to outwork your potential. And as hard as you believe you can work harder than that.
10th Mamba principle is that you need to be curious. Albert Einstein was asked what made him great. He said, curiosity. And remember, we are told that a man is determined by the questions he asks. So you need to question each and everything in your line of endeavor so that you can have more information, which information will help you become better and become better at your craft.
And curiosity, because I asked a lot of questions. When playing with Byron Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, who was great at chasing guards off the screens, and I didn't understand how to do that. I would sit with him before practice, after practice. Magic, all the Laker greats, I would always sit down and just ask them questions about certain games that I studied growing up. What actually happened there? What did you feel there? Why?
The 11th and final principle is personal inventory. We need to take personal inventory in our endeavor. Once you know that, that means you're able to know your limitations and go ahead of those limitations and hit your target as you want.
Everyday process in trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses. For example, jumping ability. Now, my vertical was a 40, it wasn't a 46 or 45. My hands are big, but they're not massive. Right? So you got to figure out ways to strengthen them so your hands are strong enough to be able to palm a ball and do the things that you need to do. Quickness, I was quick, but not insanely quick. I was fast, but not ridiculously fast. Right? So I had to
Thank you for watching, and these were 11 principles that made Kobe Bryant the best at basketball that the world has ever known, commonly known as the Mamba mentality. I'm very sure you have picked something, and if yes, I want to tell you that the world needs more heroes that get up each and every morning to exploit their potential, and as a result, they are able to transform, they are able to change businesses, leadership, and even your life endeavors. See you in our next episode. I'm Dr. Rwakiseta Herbert. It's Learn Today.